Hi everyone, so we're on chapter 3 of this book, The Jolly Rogers and the Ghostly Galleon. And it's been rainy today and the sun's come out, so it's looking up. Chapter 3, Panic. Galleon was in a panic. Everybody seemed to be in a hurry. Shopkeepers were shutting their shops early. Townsfolk scurried about with arms full of antiques and bags full of money. Police cars hurtled along with sirens blaring. And the holiday makers had all gone home. Rumours of marauding pirates can have that effect on a little seaside town. Almost a month had passed since the robbery at the museum, and the police were still baffled. Chief Inspector Clueless made a list of all the things he knew for certain. It wasn't very long. Raid on archaeological dig, 11th and 14th of May. Raid on museum, 12th of June. Both raids happened under a full moon. Nothing seen on CCTV. Next full moon, tomorrow. The residents of Galleon were rushing around making sure everything was under lock and key. The bank had no space in its vault and every safety deposit box was full. There they all are, all queuing up. You can see it was before social distancing. Love that. On her way home from school, Matilda walked past a queue of people clutching their valuables. The doors to the bank had been locked and the queue stretched round the corner, down the hill, around another corner and along the seafront. Everyone in the queue looked nervously out to sea and muttered unintelligible nonsense about pirates. Mrs. Penelope Wise, the bank manager, was trying to persuade people to go home. "It's a good job we don't have anything valuable in our house," said Matilda's mum as they climbed on the bus. The bus was jam-packed, but they squished themselves between people on their way to the DIY superstore to stock up on padlocks. The traffic was crawling along. Hundreds of cars wound around the roundabout and spewed out along the main road, blocking the bus lane. People beat their horns and shouted out of car windows, desperate to get to Do-It-All World. At the Do-It-All World bus stop, a man from the superstore got on the bus. "I'm sorry to tell you that we've completely sold out of padlocks and window locks and door chains and door bolts and hammers and nails. Oh, and mini safes." A crowd of people waiting to get off the bus let out a loud moan before ambling back to their seats. A few more people climbed aboard the bus, laden with bags, and sat in the aisle, looking smug. "I couldn't get a mini safe, so I'm going to glue my doors shut," said a lady who stood beside Matilda, clutching 2 plastic bags full of super glue. "Those pirates will never get in if I glue the doors shut." "What if they come down the chimney?" said her friend with a bag of cement at her feet and several hefty iron chains slung over her shoulder. "And how will you get out of the house if they do?" Matilda and her mum got off the bus at the end of their street. Mr. Shaw at number 34 was up a ladder fitting CCTV cameras under his eaves. He'd already boarded up his windows. "Better safe than sorry," he shouted down. "I've met nice pirates in my time, but generally they're a bunch of rogues." As they walked to their front door, Matilda noticed Miss Pinky, who lived opposite, struggling out of her garage with a large box. Miss Pinky was nearly 100 years old, and the box looked far too heavy for a lady of her years. "Shall we go and help her?" Matilda asked her mum. "That would be a very kind thing to do, Tilda," said Mum. Chapter 4, Miss Pinky. "Hello, would you like some help with that box?" Matilda asked as she skipped up Miss Pinky's driveway. "Oh, thank you, dear," said Miss Pinky, as Matilda supported one edge of the box. "I don't want those pesky pirates to take any of Stanley's war medals." "Is there anything else you'd like some help with?" asked Matilda's mum. "Oh, yes," said Miss Pinky. "I'm going to put everything valuable in the cellar and Snuggles can keep guard. I'll put his basket on top of the hatch. That should keep the pirates out. Snuggles isn't scared of pirates, are you, Snuggles?" Snuggles, Miss Pinky's dog, trembled in the doorway. Matilda and her mum spent the next hour carrying things down into Miss Pinky's cellar. Miss Pinky's house was the only house on the street that actually had a cellar. Miss Pinky and her brother Stanley had refused to sell their home when the land was being developed, so the builders had just built all the new houses around them. Miss Pinky's house was full to the brim with old things hidden in every nook and cranny. Under the bed was a suitcase crammed with more £10 notes than Matilda had ever seen. On the dressing table was a jewellery box overflowing with gold chains, rings and bracelets that were encrusted with sapphires and rubies. In a tea caddy on the kitchen window ledge was a beautiful silver watch on a chain, strung with small medallions. Paintings in ornate frames hung on the walls. A plastic pineapple on the sideboard revealed a diamond-encrusted tiara that Miss Pinky said had been a gift from a nice gentleman just before the Second World War. She said she still liked to wear it sometimes when she listened to her gramophone. Once everything was packed away in the cellar, Miss Pinky slammed the hatch shut and secured it with a huge padlock. Matilda then helped her pull the carpet over the trap door, and they placed Snuggles' basket and bowl on top of the carpet. But Snuggles was nowhere to be seen. "I'm sure he'll appear soon," said Miss Pinky. "Now, who's for a nice cup of tea? Perhaps a glass of pop for young Matilda." "That would be lovely," said Matilda's mum. "And a piece of cake?" said Miss Pinky. "Oh, no, thank you. We've not had our dinner yet, and cake will ruin Tilda's appetite." As Matilda gazed round the now empty room, wishing she could have a piece of cake, Miss Pinky clattered about the kitchen. Then the old lady emerged again, shuffling quickly across the dining room towards a large built-in cupboard. "The kettle's on. It won't be a jiffy," she muttered. "Now, where's the key for that padlock? We don't want any pesky pirates finding it, not after all that trouble we've been to." She opened the cupboard door, and Matilda saw a huge jumble of keys dangling from several rows of hooks. Miss Pinky rummaged through them and plucked out a large key on a chain which she hung round her neck. But another key instantly caught Matilda's eye. It was enormous and rusty, with a skull carved into its head. She was just about to ask what it was for when the kettle started whistling, and Miss Pinky closed the cupboard door and trotted off to make tea. Bit of a mystery there. Next chapter will be... Oh no, yeah, thought we'd finished, we haven't. Back home and tucked up in bed, Matilda's head was full of pirates. She wondered if Jim had received her letter. When would he get here? She turned off her light and tried to get comfy. She lay on her back. She lay on her side. She shuffled her pillows, pulled her blanket up over her chin and closed her eyes really, really tight. Just as Matilda was thinking that she'd never get to sleep, there was a loud squawk outside her window. "You made me jump," said Matilda to the parrot perched on her window ledge. She picked up the roll of parchment that had fallen from his beak, broke the wax seal and unfurled a note from Jim Lad. "Dear Tilly, don't fret, we be coming to help. See ye on the morrow in the harbour, Jim Lad." And that's where the chapter ends. So the next one is going to be chapter 5, The Black Hole. But you're going to have to wait for that until next time. So bye for now.